welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hey, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. So for today's video, I'm doing a full face of Drugstore first impressions. So all of these products I have not used. Well, most of them I haven't used. As you can see, I didn't have a new eyebrow pencil, so I just went ahead and threw my eyebrows on. I also don't have new lashes and I don't have a new blush. But other than that, everything is new and from the Drugstore, which is super good because we are balling on a budget today and we are just going to get glam. Hopefully these products are all good, but we are going to get glam on a budget and just look super cute. So hopefully you're ready for that. All of these products are super affordable, and that is something that is super important, you know, especially for people who can't afford to go spend $40 on a new foundation. But if you guys want to see me test out some new Drugstore products and tell you what's good, what isn't that great, then make sure you just keep on watching and we'll go ahead and get started. Okay guys, first things first is our eyes. So I zoomed you in just a little bit so you can get a closer look. I'm going to go in with this Pro Fusion Pro Pigment Palette. This is technically, like, you can get it at Target. They don't sell it at like Walmart or like CVS or anything that I know of. But I still count it as Drugstore because this palette with all of these shades also came with a brush, and it was like $10, so it was super affordable. And I've had this for like 2 months now and I haven't really gotten to play with it. I've definitely swatched a few of the colors and they look like they are gonna be great, so I thought, why not test it out in today's video. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch a couple for you just to show you how pigmented they are, because they actually are really pigmented upon like swatching. Alright, so as you can see, these are all pretty pigmented. This pink right here is honestly a dupe for Skip in the James Charles palette. This purple is honestly beautiful. Honestly, these are super pigmented upon swatching them, so I have really high hopes for this palette. So, to start out, I'm just going to go in with this color right here. This is called Fling. This is just going to set that concealer that I have on my lid. It's just gonna, you know, work as a pretty good base for the rest of our shadows. So on that same brush, I'm going to just go right into this purple shade right here. This is called Disco. This is a really nice, like, light purple. It's not like a deep purple that you see in most palettes. It's like a true purple, I guess. I don't know, it's really pretty. I'm just going in on that same brush and I'm gonna start blending it in my crease. Right away, there's a pretty good pigmentation. I really like that. So we'll see how it blends and we'll see if we can like build the color up, make it more vibrant. We'll just see how it goes. Okay, so I probably went in with about 2.5 layers of this color. I think it blended out really nicely. It looks beautiful. That transition color, like, it really blended in nicely with it. So I'm pleasantly surprised with this purple. I actually really like it. So next, just because I want to be a little extra, I'm going to go in with the pink. This is shade Jive. So we're just going to go in with a Morphe M433. And we're just going to start packing this right here on the outer corner. This is really pigmented, so that's great. I really am liking these shadows so far. They're really blendable. They're pigmented. I'm not having any problems with them. I am just going to go back in with a little bit of that purple just to bring some of that color back into the look. Looks like this just take a lot of patience, a lot of blending, a lot of packing on color, and then blending just takes a little bit more patience and a little bit more time, but colorful looks are literally beautiful and I love them so much. So I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and I'm just going to kind of buff out the edges right here. This is just going to move the color around without adding like pigment to our eye and messing up, you know, the blend. But this is honestly really beautiful. I'm a fan. So I do want to deepen up the outer corner a little tiny bit. So I'm going to go in with this deeper shade right here. This is Go Girl. This is just a deeper purple. And I'm really just going to focus this right here on that outer corner. Going with a super light hand, just kind of doing little circular motions, windshield wiper motions, going back and forth, deepening out that outer V. This shade I'm having a little bit tougher of a time getting the pigment to show up. I don't know if you guys can see, but it is a little bit harder. It's going to definitely take a little bit more patience, but okay guys, so I'm going to go in with this gold right here. It is the shade Shimmy, just so that it does match my eyes a little bit, or my hair, like bows a little bit better. Now this shade is a little bit like crumbly, like it's really soft in the pan, so I don't know how well it's going to work, and I know that it's probably going to have a lot of fallout, so we are going to spritz it with some setting spray. Just place this on my lid. Okay, yeah, that gold is pretty. Definitely would be catching a lot of fallout if I hadn't sprayed my brush, but this gold is really pretty, and I think it's going to tie everything kind of in together. Okay, so my camera quit recording, but I just went ahead and finished up my eyes off camera. I just added that dark purple shade to my outer corner to blend the gold in with the purples and the pinks, and popped on some lashes. These are Lily lashes in the style NYC. Lily lashes are literally my favorite, but it is time to move on to the face. So, to start off, I'm going in with this e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist. So, I'm going to be honest, I kind of think this is like gimmicky. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's pretty much just going to be water in a primer bottle. But we'll see. We'll see, you know, if it has a scent to it. I don't think it's going to really do anything except, you know, spray my face with water. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. First of all, that sprayer is kind of aggressive, but it does have a nice scent to it. Honestly, like the bottle doesn't have anything on it, and I threw the box away. So that kind of sucks, but I do kind of feel like this is just like water, but in like primer form. It was only $8, so it's not that big of a deal, but I don't really think it's going to do much for me if we're, you know, being honest. So next I'm going to use the new Wet n Wild like little primer sticks. So this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Hydrating Balm Stick. There were a couple of other ones, but this one kind of seemed best for me. It's just blue and it's just like a little stick. Ooh. This kind of feels like wet. Like it's wet. It's really cooling. I really don't know how much to go in with, but let's like rub it in. Oh. It's also kind of like tacky. Like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to move around, I guess, but it's definitely tacky. Can you see my finger stick? Like, it's definitely tacky. I don't know. It felt pretty good on my skin, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so moving on to foundation. So I went ahead and picked up the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear foundation. This is in the shade 430, and we'll see how this goes. Okay guys, so I tried to like self-tan the other day because, you know, I'm always talking about how pasty I am, and I mean, it kind of worked, but I'm really not that great at it, and I'm just gonna have to keep practicing. So I went a little bit darker with my foundation, and if it still doesn't match, then you know what? Oh well. But we're gonna try this out. I've heard pretty good things about it, so let's see how it goes. Okay. It looks like it's gonna match me. And like upon first application, like, I don't know, it's got pretty good coverage. It feels nice on my skin. So far anyway. I'd definitely say this is like a medium coverage foundation, but I'm thinking that you can probably build it up to full. But if you are the type of person who doesn't like a full coverage foundation, then I think this one would be good for you, because it definitely is a medium coverage, so it's gonna, you know, cover the things you want to, but it's not gonna be like overpowering. Does that make sense? And I would definitely say it's more of like a satin to matte finish, like a demi matte maybe. It's definitely not matte, but I wouldn't say that it's, you know, dewy either. Like, it's not dewy or luminous. I would definitely say it's like a demi matte. It's not going to be drying, but it's also not going to make you glowy. Okay, for concealer, I finally got my hands on the e.l.f. 16-Hour Cameo Concealer. I've heard that this is a dupe for Shape Tape, and I love a good affordable concealer like come through. My Walmart literally only had 2 shades. They had medium peach or like medium sand peach or something like that, and then they had light peach. But thankfully, I think that this is going to be an okay shade for me. It might be a little bit light with this foundation, but we can always make that work for sure. Oh, it's definitely light for this foundation, but this is the shade Light Peach, so we'll just make this work. We'll use a little, we'll just blend it out. The bronzer will help. It's fine. I'm just gonna have a really bright under eye today. So far it feels nice, like it doesn't feel too thick. Ooh, and it's blending out nicely. Like, yeah. Like I said though, this is a little too light for me right now. This concealer does dry down pretty fast, so I should have done one eye at a time. But that's just something to keep in mind for the next time I use it. This is good. I would definitely compare it to a Tarte Shape Tape, which is awesome because this is half the price. Okay, so now that it's nice and blended and I'm kind of looking crazy because my under eyes are so bright, we're going to go in and set it and forget it. And I'm using the new Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. Now this thing is literally huge. Like, I would have this forever, honestly, because I use different powders all the time. But I'm excited to try this. I have used this, but not on myself. I used it on somebody else, so I don't know how it works on me. So this is still a first impressions for me. Just using the excess powder on my face to set the rest of it. I would say that this powder is a little bit drying, but it's nothing like unbearable. It's not worse than my Laura Mercier. Like, my Laura Mercier is the most drying, but I don't mind it because it sets everything in place and it makes it last literally all day. So we'll see. So now that I'm looking flat, it is time to go in with a new bronzer. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer. This is in the shade Sunset Striptease. Okay, it's not as light as I thought it was going to be, so that's good. Honestly, it's really pretty. Like, I think that looks really, really pretty. Honestly, it's going to look a lot better when I have blush and all of that good stuff on, but as of right now, I think it's really beautiful. And it blended out really nicely. Like I said, I don't have a new blush, so I'm just going to go in with my Flower Beauty, like, Flower Pot blush in the shade Peach Primrose, which is literally beautiful. I should probably go in with a pinky blush because my eyes are literally pink and purple, but this is my favorite blush from the drugstore, so this is what you're getting today. So for the lower lash line, I'm just going to go in with the pink and the purple and just kind of run those across my lower lash line. Nothing special, nothing crazy. So I'm starting out with Disco. Make sure to connect that outer edge. I think I mentioned that in literally every video, but that's super important. So I really want to go in with this shade right here for my inner corner. It's just like this iridescent purple shade. I don't really know how it's going to look, but we're going to try it out just to see because I think it's pretty and I think it would look pretty. So let's try it out. It's called Poppy. Let's just put this right here. Oh yeah, this was a good choice. That is so pretty. Alright, so I added a little bit of lower lash mascara. Now it is time for the product that I think I've been the most excited to try. Like, this is so cool. So I got the Wet n Wild Mega Jelly Highlighter. So this was like $5 maybe, I don't know. But this is literally the coolest thing ever and I knew that I had to try it. Just kind of dot it, I guess, and blend. Ooh. Oh no. Oh no. This dries pretty fast. Let's maybe try my finger. Yeah, okay. Definitely apply it with your finger because it dries super quickly and it's really hard to get in there with that beauty sponge. on time. But honestly, like, that is blinding. That is literally beautiful. Just gotta work with it a little bit. So the last and final step is lips, and I picked up this new L'Oreal Paris liquid lipstick, I guess. I don't really know. It didn't come in a box. It literally just came like this. But it's a really pretty nude shade, and y'all know I wear nudes every day. Okay, yeah, this is a beautiful shade, and it honestly feels like water. Like, this is really thin. This is a really pretty nude. Since it is so thin, you do have to build up the pigmentation. This formula is super, super comfortable. Okay, so this color is a really beautiful, and it's really, really a comfortable formula. But the downside to it being such a thin, comfortable formula is that I did have to dip into this literally, I think I dipped into it like 6 times. But it's really beautiful, and it feels really good, and I could see myself like wearing this over top of like a lipstick, or I could see myself wearing this over top of a lip liner. But because it didn't really give me the like coverage that I want it to, I am going to go in with my Maybelline Baddest Beige. And because I don't have a drugstore gloss that I love so much, I'm not going in with gloss today, which is literally like somebody needs to like pinch me or something. Like, is this real life? Because I literally wear lip gloss every day. But for the purpose of this video, I don't have a good gloss that's from the drugstore that I love. So there's no gloss today. And I think we should all just take a moment of silence, because I'm honestly gonna miss it. Okay, that's it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I honestly love how this look turned out. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of my Dollar Tree makeup haul, but like 10 times better, because that makeup was just not good. But this makeup look looks so good. It's kind of giving me some 90s vibes. I've got the nude lip, I've got the colorful eyes, I've got some cute little barrettes in my hair. But honestly, majority of the products I thought were awesome. Like, I don't really have anything bad to say about any of them. The only thing that I probably wouldn't recommend you buying is the e.l.f. Aqua Primer Mist, and that's honestly just because I'm pretty sure it's just water. The eyeshadow palette was literally fantastic. The shades were beautiful. They all worked really, really well. I think they blended really nicely on my eyes. The primer, I think it was nice. It was hydrating. I like my pore filling primers better. The bronzer, I'm actually pleasantly surprised. It definitely didn't look dark enough in the pan, but once I put it on my face, it was really, really nice. I think it blended out beautifully. The powder really helped smooth out my pores, which was super important to me considering I didn't use a pore filling primer. So the powder was really good too. The highlighter is good, but it is hard to work with. So keep that in mind if you do go out and buy it. It's a little bit harder to work with, so it's definitely going to take some like finessing, and you're gonna have to figure out how to apply it and what works best for you. But honestly, once it's applied, like, that is blinding, and it's probably one of the most blinding highlights that I own. Wet n Wild kills it with their highlights. They're so affordable, and they're so, so good. The concealer, it was great. It is definitely a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape, I would say. It's full coverage, it's not creasy, it's comfortable, and I think that it's really, really beautiful. And also the foundation was beautiful as well. It definitely is more of a medium coverage, but it was really easily buildable, and it's comfortable on my skin. So pretty much all of these products were great. This was literally the best first impressions ever, because I liked every product that I used. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you go out and buy any of these, if you already have some of these. I want to know what your thoughts on these products are. So if you haven't already, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up down below. If you liked it, make sure you hit the little subscribe button too, and then hit the little notification bell right beside it so you can be notified every time I upload content. It is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. I love you, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.